week, we are headed for some viciously cold and windy weather in the next few hours.
Yeah, and besides staying warm ourselves, we do need to think about our pets. And here to give us some tips on how to make sure they're okay in the cold is Dr. Mark Verdino, the chief veterinarian at North Shore Animal League. Doctor, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, doctor, what
Good
is
morning.
the
Thanks for having me.
biggest mistake we make with our pets when it gets cold outside?
Well, a couple things. One is we just have to understand that not all animals are well equipped to deal with sub-freezing temperatures. Certain large Nordic breeds could be outside for a while, but little guys like her or smaller breed dogs they're not tolerant of the cold weather like we think they might be, just because they have a fur coat.
Okay, all right, I got it. My wife is always getting on me about this. We have to walk our dogs. We get bundled up to go out in the cold. Okay, is it okay for them to just go out, without clothing, or do we need to put them in the clothing? My wife is always getting on me about this. I'm like,
And again, the answer is it depends. It depends. I mean, if
okay.
you have a husky, the husky can probably go outside for a period of time without being protected. If you have a Chihuahua, you should probably be wearing a coat and probably some protective foot covering as well.
And this is always an interesting one because we're talking about toxins and chemicals and the pets, and we put the salt and other ice melting products on the ground. We know that's going to be happening in a couple hours here in our region once the ground's dry a little bit. But is that dangerous for our pups?
Well, it could be. Two things to be concerned about with ice melts. One is just the irritation of their paws alone. So a lot of those products can be somewhat caustic, especially if it gets stuck in between the paw pads. And then more importantly, something we don't do when we go outside is lick our feet. So dogs, when they go outside and they come back inside, a lot of them will lick their feet and they can ingest that ice melt product. And that can be toxic if they ingest enough.
All right, doctor, what about cats? I mean, most of the time cats are inside, but some people do let their cats out. What's your advice for those who own cats right now?
Well, my advice is don't do it. Don't let them out at all, because the risk with cats is that they go out, they get disoriented in a storm, and they don't come back. And then they're stuck out in the elements for a prolonged period of time, and that could be life-threatening.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of cats, we're talking about people out there who actually feed the feral cats. Can anything be done for them?
Ideally, they should have some form of shelter. I mean, a lot of the colony people that run these colonies will have some shelters available for the feral colonies to go into. They should have food and ideally fresh water available. Water will freeze, so they should be changing out the water frequently, and ideally putting warm water out.
Yeah, you started to talk about it a little earlier about the difference between various dog breeds and how well they take the cold. Okay, Chihuahuas definitely, we know, I mean, they're called the Mexican hairless for a reason. But then you've got other, dogs who seem to be built for cold weather. Talk about that.
Again, there are certain breeds that are Nordic breeds, Huskies, certain Shepherds, dogs that you would consider sled dog type. They have hair covering over the pads of their paws to protect the skin from the cold elements. They have a thicker, denser, sometimes what we call a double hair coat, and they can tolerate cold temperatures for prolonged periods of time. Some of these dogs will even be outside most of the day in sub-freezing temperatures.
And that kind of leads us into our next question, Dr. Verdino. For example, with my dog, Rizzo, she's 12 pounds. She's got the fur on her. Sometimes I want to take her out real quick, bring her back in. How do we know how long a dog should be outside? When should they be brought inside? Normally, I'm the one who wants to get inside because I'm cold, but I want to make sure she can do her business. Is there a certain time?
And look, and that's the barometer you have to look at. If your exposed skin is uncomfortable, where you're saying, oh my gosh, I got to get back inside, then your smaller dog should get back inside as well.
All right, and final question, doctor. And I know this is a question, but to me, it's really not a question. I mean, I think it is animal cruelty to keep an animal outdoors in cold weather, especially cold weather like this. Talk to people who just can't get it through their thick heads that, your dogs get cold, your pets get cold out there.
Well, look, we, at North Shore Animal League America, we feel that pets are part of the family. We do not think they should be housed outside at all. That's part of our adoption contracts. So I say do not leave them outside. Bringing them outside, let them do their business. If they're a dog that's more tolerant of the cold, letting them stay outside to play in the snow, perfectly fine. But they should be back inside to sleep, to eat, and to live.
Yeah, according to my wife, I can sleep outside. The dogs, no.
Will she give you a blanket at least?
I don't know. She might. All right, doctor. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, Dr. Verdino, Chief Veterinarian at North Shore Animal League. Again, thank you for being with us. Happy holidays.